You know, I don't need my president to be a saint. Let's get the job done. Like, he's doing great. It's incredible. We just got to spend some time with him.
Yeah.
But you seem to be having more fun than anybody in that.
I was. There was a point at which Kid Rock went from being a musician to an icon to a one-man movement, and that's and a friend of ours. And that was the moment we want to sit down once again with him in studio and check in on how he's doing, changing America. Great to see you.
Great to see you.
So I remember.
Look at this shirt. Y'all remember that cartoon? America, yeah, on the way to save the day. America, yeah, freedom is the only way.
Doing my text right before bed one night, and I read that Bud Light has decided to go tranny. That's kind of distressing. The next day, with like 12 hours later, you released the video of you executing the Bud Light with the carbine.
Damn! He lit that bad boy up. Did y'all see that video? Was I the only person that didn't see that video? If you saw that video, please let me know. I seen that video. And then the next thing I want you to know, is why you didn't tell me to go see the video. Huh? You only wanted to enjoy it for yourself? You're selfish.
Bud Light and Anheuser-Busch. Have a terrific day.
Ooh.
And then months later, Bud Light effectively apologizes, doesn't go out of business, closes 2 bottling plants. Sure. But it is terrible for the guys who work there. But then comes back and hands the UFC $100 million basically to say, we're sorry, we will get better. That seems like a win to me.
I think it could be. I think they got some work still to get, some of that base that they lost. I think to get them back. Like, I've said a few times, I'd love to see them get triple fratty.
Yeah.
In the rubber band. Like, hit it head on, kind of make light of the situation, self-deprecation, But, at the end of the day, when you step back and look at it, like, yeah, they deserved a black eye, and they got one. They made a mistake.
How did you know you moved so fast on that? I mean, a lot of things going on.
It was like a lot of people just pissed me off. I keep a lot of beer on the property, a lot of light beer. Bud Light was one of them. And I was like, I know who my consumers are.
Yes.
So I was just doing a little marketing to my folks. It was spot on for me, but also a fun excuse to get my machine gun out and have some fun, but also to make a statement like, hey, a lot of us aren't cool with this. I believe a lot of people fought and died for people's right to be whoever they want. But when you're that type of brand, you know who your consumers are. You know how this kind of started, I think? When I thought about it, is they moved part of their corporate offices from St. Louis to New York City.
Yeah, they did.
Okay. Then they start hiring these Ivy League progressive, people to work for them who don't know shit about working class people or middle America in this country.
Unhappy women, yeah.
And so somebody wasn't watching the hen house. They're riding high and mighty as number one, and a fox gets in. Yes, it was a mistake. So do I want to hold their head underwater and drown them because they made a mistake? No, I think they got the message. Like, hopefully other companies get it too. But, at the end of the day, I don't think the punishment that they've been getting at this point fits the crime. It's like, I would like to see people get us back on board and become bigger, because that's the America I want to live in.
Well, it's better.
I think he's absolutely right. Sometimes companies, though, they get so drunk off of success that they move away from what worked and made them successful in the first place. And Bud Light, just like many other companies and a lot of people in this country, are starting to move toward the ways of the progressives. And when you move toward the ways of the progressives, and I'm not trying to take any shots at anybody, but this might hurt someone. When you move toward the ways of the progressives, you move away from the ways of God. You do. And I do realize that we are listening to a guy that got on the shirt that says, "F yeah" on it. But that still don't take away from what I just now said. You know what I mean? The progressives are trying to change everything and make everything, give a green light to everything that's not right, and trying to do it in mass. And the fact that he stood up against them and many other people stood up, that was an amazing thing. But he's also saying he's not trying to destroy the company. He's just trying to get them back to the days where they actually served the people that they are, that are their customers. Because how in the world can you do an ad like that or allow somebody to be the face of your ad that really does not go toward who your customer base is, the people who support your brand, the people who have built your brand up with their dollars over the last 30 or so years, and now you just poop in their face or pee in their face or, okay, spit in their face? Let's go with spit, because the other two was just nasty. Even spit is nasty too. But you just showing blatant disregard for the individuals that supported you all this time simply because you want to be progressive. That makes absolutely no sense.
To improve than destroy. Yeah. So that seems like a win. We were talking about this off camera, and you said,
what would that say about us as like-minded people?
Yeah.
Who were like, hey, cut it out. What's the matter with you? That, you know, if we brought them back up, you know, that's kind of the America I want to live in. Like, it's not wrong with giving a spanking. You know, the kid does something wrong or tries, you know, maybe he's going to harm themselves, but you don't spank them for the rest of their life. You kind of, you know, someone gets taught a lesson. They say we made a mistake. All right, man, let's move on. I mean, we've done it for a whole lot worse. What about Japan, Germany?
You drop 2 atom bombs on Japan, then you rebuild it, then you become allies.
Can't say it enough. You know, who's getting hurt in all these boycotts and stuff when people make mistakes, this cancel culture crap? It's the working class people who don't have any dog in the fight.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, we don't want to hurt these people, you know? Message.
I love how he said that, because when you cancel the entire company, you do cancel a lot of other people who don't have anything to do with it. Like, bro, what did I do? All I do is deliver the beer. I deliver. Now that we're getting less and less and less and less orders, my job is on the line. I'm losing my job. Like, a lot of people who ain't have nothing to do with it, who just trying to put food on the tables for their family and clothes on their families' backs, they lost their livelihood because of the protest against them. He said, well, they learned their lesson. Hopefully they learned their lesson, and we can move on. Go ahead and buy your beer from Bud Light and Budweiser. I think that's what he's saying. If that's not what he's saying, please feel free to correct me in the comments below. But be respectful, because I'm telling you, I want all the smoke. I don't know if you know about me, but sometimes I pull people up on the stage with me and I destroy them, like Joe Bizzle. I destroyed him 2 times with my Coolio haircut and all. Okay.
It's that. All right, let's move on. Here's a bag of ice. Put it on that shiner. Let's talk about it. Come on.
I noticed that is not a Bud Light you're drinking, though. I saw that getting poured. Have you had one since this all started?
Dude, my whole life has become Bud Light. It's like, I got it stacked to the ceiling because every one of my friends thinks it's a joke to bring me a 12-pack.
Oh, so you just got a lot of free beer out of it.
Yeah, or shove them in my golf bag. You know, they pop up everywhere. It's like, it's kind of become, you know, a fun thing for my friends to mess with me on. But, you know, I'll drink any kind of cold free beer. Let's put it that way.
So that's like your main criterion, cold free.
Cold and free.
Trump. You've seen Trump a lot recently. How's he doing?
Toughest son of a bitch on the earth. He's doing great. It's incredible. You know, we just got to spend some time with him.
Yeah.
But you seem to be having more fun than anybody in that.
I was having fun.
Hey, y'all seen this video that I did of this right here. If you haven't, go see it, please. The joint is dope.
That video back, we're walking to the ring, and everyone's looking all tough, and you're like, you're like, this is the greatest day of my
was
life.
having a ball.
I loved it.
That was so much fun.
It was amazing.
I love spending time with him, getting to know him. You know, since he became president, the first few months having dinner at the White House with him, and from there on, we've just really hit it off. And you know, I can relate to him in a lot of ways as somebody who might speak out of turn a little bit and say what's on his mind. But you know, I think if you look at his track record and who he is as a whole, there's a lot more good there than anything. And I think people, you know, I could go both ways. I always say with me, you can go on the internet and you can make me out to be some crazy wild party animal who just has his middle fingers in the air and doesn't care, or you can be someone who's a single father who loves his family, loves his country, does a lot of philanthropy. It's all there for the taking. And, you know, I try to see the good in people. I haven't always executed that correctly or, you know, on spot. But, you know, whatever it is, when I give it, it's 100% real.
Well, so without like betraying the details of your conversations, you've been with Trump a bunch of times since he got indicted and the world has kind of crashed in around him. How does he seem?
Can't tell.
Really?
No. I mean, when we're golfing or we're hanging out in different scenarios here and there, it's his spirits are always up, and he's always talking about this country. He's always talking about this country and how he wants to win for it. He likes to win at anything.
Yeah, that's true.
Anything. When we're golfing, like, you know, I won $100 from him at the UFC. I don't think he was too happy about it. But
what'd you bet on?
We were betting on fights. You know, we're just picking guys, you know, to make it more interesting.
Yeah.
And
how many of y'all would like to go to these events with Trump? I know some of y'all. I know a lot of y'all are fans of Trump. Some of y'all don't want to hang out with him. Y'all just want him to be the president because y'all know that he'll do a better job than the than the guy, the gentleman that we have in office right now. that love to sniff people's daughters. I posted this video on Instagram, and that video, bruh, that joint made me cringe. It made me feel bad. And I don't like to put people out there and embarrass people. I don't like that at all. When people were saying that Biden was cringy, I didn't know it was at the level that it actually is.
Man, somebody that's in that office, in any office, that wants to win for this country, I'm in. I've never seen anybody who wants to win for this country like that guy. And I don't think we'll ever see anything like it in our lifetime. To me, he's the greatest president we've had.
And he's unaffected, in your experience, by everything that's happening.
Oh, is he pissed off? Sure.
Yeah, but he doesn't seem broken at all.
I don't want to speak out of school, but, yeah, who's not going to hem and haw a little bit about the people that are doing this to him? These people in New York. It's a freaking joke.
Yeah.
I mean, one Google search on Zillow, property in Palm Beach. There's like a couple acres that comes up on the water. It's $200 million. Yeah. And they're like, Mar-a-Lago's only worth $17 million. It's like, well, you are a stupid son of a bitch if you say that.
Yeah.
He takes loans from the bank, whatever. He pays them all back. Everybody makes money. There's no crime here.
Yeah.
I just, they're just, it's completely, anybody who can't see they're fucking with him is just blinded.
Yeah.
I know the guy speaks out of turn a little bit, says some things. I can relate.
Yes.
I do it myself, quite often because I just say what's on my mind, and I can get that. But I don't know how you look at his track record and what he did and how he had this country fired on all cylinders when he was in office. Everybody working, our military is the strongest. He's leading with, strength and our borders, under control, just energy independent. You could go on and on. I don't get it. I understand because it seems like it's a lot of women. Like in my life and stuff, they're like, well, I don't like the way he talks. It's like, come on, man.
That and the fact that they tried to paint him as a racist because he said that Barack Obama wasn't from this country, the whole birther thing, right? When it came out that Hillary Clinton actually put that information out there first. Regardless of who put the information out there first, they pitted it on Trump and try to act as if he didn't like black people. And then when he said he wanted to put a wall up at the border, it made it seem like he didn't like brown people. So he didn't like black people because of the Obamas. He didn't like brown people because of illegal immigrants. And people are and that's all that was fed to these individuals. So even when Kid Rock started to show his support for Trump publicly the way he did, they started saying that Kid Rock was racist and that Kid Rock didn't like black people and that Kid Rock didn't like brown people, not knowing that Kid Rock has a whole array of black friends. And I mean, in the industry, outside of the industry, but that don't even matter because saying that I'm not racist, I got a black wife or I got black friends, or like using that on your resume to prove that you're not racist, that's ridiculous. But I'm just saying that to say that how they tried to pit Trump against other races of individuals was just ridiculous, man. And they still are. Like, until you approach them with conversation and actually communicate with them, they'll say, well, how come he put all of those black people out of his hotels when he had a hotel, he only put the black people out. He made the black people get out of his hotels. He was racist and so was the rest of his family. And I don't want to hear nothing else about it. And it's just ridiculous, man. Anyway.
You're not putting him in the office to hear him talk nice. How many years have we had of that? People that, it seems like everybody, because everything is very polarized. I get it. And speaking of Bud Light, it's like, I wish those guys could take this opportunity. Maybe they could start a little civil discourse with the negative that's happened to them. Maybe they could figure out a way with that beer to kind of maybe bring people together a little bit. I don't know. I don't think they're going to hire me as the head of their marketing anytime soon.
They probably should.
Yeah, well,
if they approach,
I like my day job.
By the way, did they ever call you after you opened up on them with a machine gun?
No, there's been some distributors who claim they know the people at top and this, that, and the other. And I said, man, I'll sit down with anybody, anytime. And, we actually got to talk to the CEO, me and Trump, the other night at the UFC fight.
I was
there.
there.
He was standing behind me. I recognized, you were there. And I was like, it's kind of funny because I'm sitting there with Trump, and I'm like, hey, that dude behind us is the CEO of Anheuser-Busch. He's like, want to go give him some shit? I'm like, ew. Trump's like, let's go. And actually, it was a really pointy conversation. That dude, his name's Brendan. He's in the CIA. He was a Marine.
Yeah.
He says when he got the videos of me shooting up the cans, he was hunting in Texas. I'm like, you sound like somebody I'd be friends with. Like, how'd you guys get this so wrong? And, you know, I hate speaking out of turn when I have conversations with people, but I don't think would mind this. I was like, when you did that morning show, were you coached? And he's like, I was. I was like, fire that person. Yeah. I was like, it's terrible. I was like, they asked you at one point, like, if you had the chance to send that can again, would you send it? And you go off in this weekend supporting the ABCDLGBQ for 25 years. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like, you don't have to throw anybody to the bus. All you have to do is say, while we want everyone to enjoy our beer, we know who our consumer is, and we got that one wrong. We're going to double down. We hear you. Our bad. Just say that. Everyone would have been like, okay, you still got to eat a little crow. It's like, you know, if you ever had infidelity in your life, it's like you can't go to the person and just kind of sweep it under the rug and, you know, buy him a new ring or a car and think it's going to go, well, maybe a car. A car might work out.
The guilt mobile.
You can't just sweep it under the rug, throw money at it, think it's going to go away. At some point, you got to be like, look, I screwed up. I got that one wrong. And then you probably still got to eat some crow for a while, which I think they have. You know, like I said, it's like, I don't want to be the face of crushing working class people's jobs, not only their jobs, but their livelihoods.
Oh, I agree.
Think about people's livelihoods that work for that company that are just like, Jesus, what happened?
I know.
It didn't have any fight in it. You know, I hate to see people losing their jobs at any level.
2 bottling plants closed. That's shocking.
Because they screwed up. They made a mistake. Yeah. All right. I'm over it. You know, I'm like I said, I'm not the type of person to kick a man when he's down.
I agree completely.
You know?
Well, you're not only kicking one man when they're down. He's talking about Bud Light, and this is what I like about Kid Rock, right? He said, look, I done whooped your ass already. Here, take my hand. Let me help you up. Let's go get a beer together. We'll drink a Bud Light together. Don't care. It doesn't matter. Did you learn your lesson? You understood why we all went against you for doing that BS you did? All right, cool. You get it. All right, let's go. Let's move forward. That is called maturity. Like, people will see him on the show with a hat on that says America F yeah, and be like, he's so immature, and just completely disregard or discount every single thing that comes out of his mouth after that. But if they listen, he's the most mature person in the room. He don't have a dog in the fight. He's not making any money off of Bud Light, but he realizes that a lot of other people are. A lot of other people's careers and livelihoods are tied to Bud Light. You know what I mean? Even people who invested in Bud Light, they lost a poop ton of money, a lot of money. You know what I mean? But he's like, okay, they learned a lesson, hopefully. All right, now let's move forward. All right, get back to what helped you get to where you are, period. You know what I mean? He's like, come on, I don't control this. I'm not trying to kick nobody body down. Like, I want to help you back up because I was a supporter of Bud Light. That's called being real right there. That's what this country need, bro. These type of conversations is what people need. Stop thinking that you're above other people or you need to cancel people because they don't think like you or they don't move like you or do business like you, all right? You correct them, and if they still don't listen, hey, then they take whatever comes. But at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Let's move forward and let's try to do better and let's try to understand one another. You heard me, I heard you. We learned together. Now we can move forward together. That's how you build an alliance with somebody that's going to help bridge the gap. You know what I mean?
Completely. How'd you wind up with Dolly Parton?
You know, I've known her throughout the years here and there. You know, been friendly with her. She's just one of the greatest people on earth.
Really?
Oh, you never met anybody so positive in your life. And you know, speaking of Dolly, we'll get into. She called me about doing the song. She wrote a song that she wanted to do with me, which ironically is about me cheating on her. I'm like, huh?
Had you ever cheated on her?
No, I haven't had the opportunity. You know, I have not been given that opportunity yet. No, she's just the sweetest lady. You know, I just read something on her where I've never heard the word hate come out of her mouth. Yeah. She just doesn't exist with her. She's just too sweet, too great. And I saw where she said, I hate cancel culture. I mean, that should sum it up right there. I think most people, reasonable people, you got your small percentage of extremists on both sides of this thing, and they make the most noise, and they get the most headlines because, you know, they're the most polarized and get the most clicks and views. I get it. I've played the game a little bit myself. I'm guilty of it.
Dolly Parton's dimples and her boobs and her skin. Her skin, her dimples, and her boobs. I was always a big fan of those three. But when I started doing reactions to her music, then I started to understand that she's an actual songwriter and she does her thing. She did some music. She did music with everybody, and she wrote music for everybody. And then some of the biggest songs that I've ever heard in my life that came out of the came out of the bodies and the music of Whitney Houston. Turns out it was Dolly Parton stuff. So I didn't even know that. But I'm like, okay, you know what I mean? But shout out to Dolly Parton, not only because she had great skin. I haven't seen her in a while. She's older, but she had great skin, gorgeous dimples, and nice boobs. But it's good to hear that she's a good person as well.
But I think most people, you know, level-headed people with a shred of common sense are sick of all this stuff, this cancel culture and this, you know, God forbid if you say something that's a little bit wrong or ruffle somebody's, you know, feathers, that you're going to lose your job or your social standing. Or
you think it's going away? Think it's like reached its peak?
I think it has. You know, it's going to be tough with this going into this election year.
Yeah.
Because it's going to get real polarizing again. And I don't think that's a bad thing in politics. It always kind of is.
Yeah.
But everything else, it's like all my friends who are Democrats, you know, in my business, I have a lot of them.
Yeah.
You know, I'm the one that's the diverse one.
Yeah.
Like you're the one that you want inclusion. You know, they don't want to include me, people on their talk shows and all this stuff anymore. It's like, I'm the one that needs inclusion. I'm the weird one here. I don't fit the narrative and in this place of all these Hollywood and entertainers and singers and stuff like that.
It doesn't seem to bother you at all, though.
No.
But has it affected your relationships? I never heard you say that it has.
No, I think maybe one relationship. That's about it. But anyone I talk to, I have over for dinner, hang with that thinks differently. Like, we always find more in common.
Yeah.
I'll be like, I love Trump. They'll be like, I can't stand the guy. I'll be like, cool. You want to move on? Talk about something else? Yeah. All right. We find some other things that are in common.
So, I mean, Dolly Parton took some crap for working with you. She doesn't seem to care.
No. I think she handled it beautifully. She's like, I love everybody. Pretty simple answer. I mean, that's what I took away from it. She said more than that, but I took away, she said she loved everybody. And I was really proud to call her a friend at that moment. I think we need more of that in this country, especially coming from people like me, because I know sometimes I am the polarizing one. I am the loudest voice in the room.
Well, you do have a machine gun.
Oh, yeah, but why wouldn't you?
I totally agree. Who are you going on tour with this summer?
Thank you for asking. So me and Jason Aldean are doing...
What's he like?
Jason, great kid. Known him for years, since he was first coming up. Great guy, great patriot, talented.
Jason Aldean, much love to that guy. One of the biggest songs that I've done on my channel. People thought that song was a dog whistle for racism. They pretty much thought that the song was saying, if you are black, don't come to where the white people are, or we will shoot you. They pretty much thought that he was saying, if you commit crime, and that was, you know, black people. If you commit crime, try that in our neighborhood, please. We invite you. We are waiting with our guns, black people and brown people, because y'all are the only ones that commit crime. So come on over here and try this in our small town and see how far you make it down the road without us pewing you in your back pockets. And it's, this world is retarded, bruh. This, seriously, it is. Y'all need to grow the hell up.
Singer, musician. So we're going to do 7 festivals. I see a need when I partnered with these people, Premier Entertainment. It's called Rock the Country, rockthecountry.com. I see a need for a big portion of this country that's underserved, entertainment-wise. And that's pretty prevalent when you see the success of shows like Yellowstone and Duck Dynasty, things like that. People are just starving for it. So we wanted to go out and give, you know, hardworking people that love this country a music festival, something for them. Like, you know, come show your patriotism, just like they do at my shows, but do with a force of people. You know, we got different lineups, and there's 7 small towns.
What are they?
It's places like Ocala, Florida, Mobile, Alabama, Rome, Georgia. There's Kentucky and Carolina. Like, rock and roll's not been too kind to my memory.
That's pretty good, actually.
Yeah, it's not bad. But there's 7 of them, Rock the Country, and then... you know, we have people like Miranda Lambert on certain shows, Hank Williams Jr., Leonard Skinner, Brantley Gilbert, Travis Tritt, Nelly, Big and Rich with Gretchen Wilson, just, you know, a whole cast of characters, which, like I said, just trying to provide something for, you know, these smaller towns where we have a lot more freedom to do things that we might not be able to do in the bigger cities.
Hey, Kid Rock, man, send me some tickets, bro, so I can come interview you and be backstage and all that other stuff and film the whole thing live on LFR Family Channel, bro. I know I'm not a big enough syndicate for that, but hey, They say if you ask not, you have not. All right. And that comes from the Bible. I know it doesn't really come from the Bible because we always mess up that Bible verse. But you know what I mean? I'm asking you. I want some tickets behind stage so I can interview you or just record the whole thing live and just be a part of that vibe, because I've never been to a rock concert or a country concert or any of that. And I think it would be a vibe. You know what I mean? That's just what I think. You know what I mean? I'll even wear a t-shirt that says America F yeah. You know what I mean? Or America Badass.
The local people there, whether it could be the police, firefighters, the city councils, whatever. We had all those people actually to my house in Nashville, just to all get on the same page because we want to make this experience great for these people. And we came up with the idea, let's have people that want to come from these towns, from these states. Some were senators, some were police chiefs, like I said, city council mayors. Let's have them up and break bread and just talk to them, try to get on the same page so we can try to create a great experience for people. Make no mistake, we would like to make some money out of this endeavor.
Yeah.
But, we want it to be a win-win. We want the cities to win, try to give back and do something good.
Well, that's going to sell out. I mean,
the pre-sales went on sale today.
So 7 shows. Does that wear you out?
We're also doing, first, I did another business deal with the PBR, who does the rodeo.
Yeah.
Professional bull riders, and we're doing Kid Rock's Rockin' Rodeo at AT&T Stadium in Dallas, where we're going to have rodeo teams compete against each other, and then I'm going to do music. I'm going to try. We're still figuring it out, but I want to make it more creative than some of the rodeos we played in the past, where the rodeo happens and then you play the show.
Yeah,
I'd like to kick the show off and have horses ripping around with American flags. Play something in the middle and I'd like to put midgets on mini bowls. And stuff.
Yes.
We'll see what happens.
Is that allowed in Dallas now?
Everything's.
What did he say about midgets? He said he want to put midgets on what?
That's true.
So that's what we're doing. We're going to play Sturgis again this year, which I've played off and on for the last 20-some years, and that's my year. I think it's 9 shows.
That's amazing.
Work less, make more.
Amazing. Amazing.
So the rodeo, have you ever been on any of the, have you ridden?
I mean, we have horses. I'm not.
You're not getting on a bull?
No. Getting out of a bull. I'm
Why?
not jumping out of a plane. I'm not going up in an F-16. I'm good. I'll be right here when
You've had enough risk?
Yeah. I made it this far.
Just big picture, you've not changed your views throughout all this last 6 years. You've been really direct. Have you lost anything? I mean, it's kind of an amazing story.
It's kind of funny. I always joke. I'm like, I'll do or say something. It's a little outrageous. It's people's panties in a bunch at some level. And somehow they give me more money for it.
So you're probably the only person who hasn't changed his views and hasn't been crushed.
I'm open to changing my views. If I don't know it all. I don't claim to. I'm not the Pied Piper.
You don't seem to be moderating your views on anything. You just say what you think.
I say what I think. Yeah, and if I get something wrong, I'm cool enough to go back and be like, yeah, I had that one wrong. I can't remember when it's happened, but I'm not bigger than that. But I've been the same way since I was young, and since we'll call it my first successful, Devil Without a Cause CD came out. I was running my mouth. There's middle fingers on the CD. I haven't changed. Times have changed. Now you're not allowed to say that or do this. You have to be politically correct and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, that ain't no fun.
So if you just ignore it, it just doesn't affect you? Is that the lesson?
I live by my main motto, which a good friend of mine, Rev Run, one of my heroes in music, told me years ago from Run DMC, go where you're celebrated, not tolerated.
Yeah.
Yes. That's what I say all the time. Go where you're celebrated, not tolerated. So that's why Van don't go a lot of places, man, because I already know I get on people's nerves and they tolerate me. Oh, man, he crazy as hell. Van here. Let's go ahead and just, you wild as hell. Can't wait for you to get on my face. Yeah, but go where you're celebrated, not where you're tolerated. You are worthy of being celebrated. You really are. As long as you're celebrating other people. If you're just an asshole and you're a hater and you're toxic, you're not worthy of being celebrated. You're not. You just need to change yourself as a person. Try to improve. Because if I'm just a jerk. I'm naturally a jerk. I'm naturally an asshole. I don't know why people don't want to be around me. They just some haters. Nah, you just an asshole that need to be corrected. You probably need to be smacked in the mouth. Or you probably never had a fist fight day in your life. And just need your ass whooped. I don't know who this message is for, but it's for somebody out there. Hopefully you pick it up.
And that's what I do. That's where I choose to spend my time. And, and thank God, I've always been so big about family and friends, because it's the oldest cliche. At the end of the day, that's what's really there for you. And I'm blessed every day to have the greatest family, the greatest friends on earth. And I'm glad that, I've really didn't let all this madness get in the way of that. I've always tried to be there and take care of them, and they've been there for me. And really, that's what it is.
And I met some of them, and I think that's right, but I judge a man by his dogs. I probably can't tell from this camera shot, but you brought a couple of your Boykins here.
Dixie.
Can we meet? We've got
his
two
dogs.
spaniels here. Can you introduce one of them?
This is Delta, down here by you.
Okay.
Dixie, come here. Dixie, come here. Dixie's the little one. Come here. Come here, Dixie.
So these are Boykins.
She's a little one.
Hey.
She's a little one.
How old is Dixie?
She's old now. Was she 10?
That's amazing.
She's 10.
Aww.
Do you go everywhere with them?
My fiance Audrey goes everywhere with him.
Are you bringing them on tour?
No. Select cities, maybe.
They don't like the tour.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Well, not Delta. She's trained on birds, so she doesn't mind a
I
big
can
shot.
tell. They're amazing, amazing bird dogs. If you were to sort of, since you're pretty good at calling stuff, the next year, like a year from now, will be November 2024. Mm-hmm. What will things look like?
I'm glad. Listen, I'm glad you said this. Look, somebody came and they said, "Good morning, Van. How are you doing today?" As for me, out here in Cali, I'm pretty good by God's grace. Always give thanks to God for the blessings that He bestows upon us. Absolutely. I'm glad you're good by God's grace. Whenever I ask my mother-in-law, who we're going to see tomorrow, I thought we was going to see her today. I asked her how she doing. She said, "I'm good, thank God." Always got to give God thanks for our blessings, man. Regardless if you're religious or not, I can care less about that. But you didn't wake yourself up, just like you didn't make yourself. You didn't create yourself. And then just your parents pumping and sweating and your father's lack of pulling out didn't create you by itself either. Like, people love to give everything to science. Well, who created science? God dang it. So I'm glad that you've given honor to God's grace for how well you're doing. I think we should all start doing that. Okay.
I hope they look like, Trump's back in office. And
What's up, Angel?
I would love that we controlled, Congress. That'd be a perfect case scenario for me, but that's so difficult for me. I know what I support and my views, but I'm really not Nostradamus when it comes to politics or anything. I don't want to act like I know it all. I do study it. I probably watch a little more news than I should.
Yeah.
I got my views, but, it's going to be interesting. I just don't see how, everyone's talking about, they can't run Biden against Trump. It's impossible.
Of course.
And if, God forbid, something did go wrong and Biden won, it would be for no other reason than just people's hatred for Trump.
Yeah.
Why aren't people just talking about policies? I don't need my president to be a saint. Just get the job done.
We haven't had any of those, I don't think.
I'm glad he said that. I don't need my president to be no saint either. I don't need you to be no saint. I need you to be a damn president. That's like having a football coach and be like, "I don't like his attitude. He yells at us." What? Does he give us the proper information and training necessary so we can win some games? Then shut the hell up. You're talking about the highest job in the United States. This person should be a dog. This person should be feared around the world. He should be feared, man. So yeah, and be intelligent and have some strategy. It should be able to communicate strategy and then follow through with strategy. But we became suckers over the years, man. We are soft. Oh no, he's too mean. He's so mean. Shut the hell up.
Think.
No, I don't think so. I don't know.
But you said that if you were Bud Light, you would run a campaign bringing people together over your product.
Hey, maybe they should make a blue hat that says "Make Bud Light Great Again."
No, good point. But do you see like the division getting better or worse?
I'm gonna pull you up in a minute for the
Honestly,
debate.
I would hope that it gets a little better.
Yeah.
I see that with my friends. Like I said, I don't go around bragging about it. I probably got the most diverse band out there.
Yeah.
We have white people, hillbillies. We have black people. We have gay people. We got it all. Females,
you
men.
put white people and hillbillies in 2 different categories. Good.
But I see it just with my band where we all get along. We all joke about each other's backgrounds, our colors, our sexual preferences. Like we just give each other shit all the time, and we get along. We're like family. We're not one of these bands that just is at each other's throats, fight.
Yeah.
We all love each other and always have. We accept that we're all different and we're all just cool.
Yeah.
It's like I keep saying this. It's like no one cares if you're gay anymore. We all got gay family members, friends, coworkers.
Right.
It's like just shut up about it. Like I'm not gonna oh, you're gay? I'm not gonna clap louder for you. All right? Just be cool, be gay. Shut up, it's fine. Like, no one cares.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the part. No one gives a damn. Be as gay as you want to be. Fill up whatever holes you want to fill up with whomever you want to fill them up with. That's your business. I'm not going to sit here and celebrate you. Oh, you're gay? Oh, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud. You're so brave. As long as you're cool and you're respectful. Bruh, come on in. Have a beer. Sis, come on in. Let's have a good time. It just is what it is. You know what I mean? People are ridiculous.
The transgender thing is just a weird one. I don't, it's like, leave our kids out of it, number one. But, to me, it looks like a mental illness.
Yeah.
That's what I see. But at the same time, like, that's who you want to be. A lot of
Chris?
people fought and died for it. Go for it. We can exist in, the same public spaces. So be it, You're not going to be my first call to take out for a night out on the town, probably, but I'm probably not yours. It's fine.
Yeah, that's okay.
I mean? And if you're different and you're weird, make no mistake, you get treated differently. When I was young, I had my hair up to here. I had my pants sagging, running around, talking junk, and people gave me crap all the time, but I was trying to be seen. This and that. If you want to be seen and you're going to go out and be different like that and dye your hair blue and put a bunch of nose rings and stuff, people are going to look at you differently. Some people are going to tease you a little bit. Whatever happened to sticks and stones?
Yeah.
Everyone's
Exactly.
like, he teased me. I'm going to cancel you and sue you and I'm going to tell on you. It's like we're raising pardon my language, we're raising like a complete, generation of.
Oh, thank you. You hear that? Did you see? And this is the difference between talking to a politician versus talking to a man. Are men still politicians? Yeah, they are. But then they act like girls when they feel like they have to speak a certain type of way or move a certain type of way in order not to offend their supporters and their constituents. This dude is a man. He was like, can we get over it? Like, what happened to back in the day where we could fisticuff and then go get a honey bun together or a bag of chips and a soda together? What happened to those days? Like, we've grown up and we've matured. We should be able to handle things a lot better than we're handling things. We are not, it's like we're not maturing. It's like we're going backwards. Are we moving backwards? That's what it kind of seems. It kind of seems like we're so entitled that the only way we'll take a step forward is if it appeases us and our own selfish desires. That's it. Like at some point, learn how to take the back seat and let somebody else enjoy life. And you do the same. They do it for you, you do it for them. I open the door for you, you open the next for me. I give you a ride, you give me a ride. I pay for your meal, you pay for my meal. I do what you want to do, like going to an opera or going to a play, and you do what I want to do. Like we just chill and smoke a J and watch a game, work out, whatever. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we're here together. That's the thing. We're here together. I know the world is big and you feel like you don't have to deal with anybody else. You can just be in your own little space in your own world, which is dope. Do you? But when we have to live here together, we have to work together. We have to try to understand one another. And we got to stop trying to demonize and cancel each other simply because we believe different things. Can we communicate our positions? Okay, let's communicate our positions. Leave our hearts over there. All right, let's leave our hearts over there while we're having this conversation, because sometimes, no, matter of fact, bring your heart with you. Just control that bad boy. Same thing, same way you control everything else. Like, you're not going to be talking to me and next thing you know, start farting while we're eating burgers. You know what I mean? So you can control your bodily functions. You can control your heart and your mind as well. Be considerate to the people that you're talking to, your audience, and we can move forward as adults. Like, at some point, be adults. Stop being so fearful of being looked at a certain type of way or judged. Who gives a damn about that? Like Kid Rock is saying, man, this is a man talking, bro. And to keep it a buck, when he started supporting Trump, I started thinking that he was racist too. Why? Because I was watching MSNBC a lot. I was watching CNN a lot. And I was believing what they were saying. I was drinking all of their Kool-Aid. All right? At some point, once we get outside of the bubble, man, and we start thinking for ourselves, bro, the writing is on the wall, who the real people are. The real people are here for everyone. The fake individuals, they're just there for the people that directly support them.
Yeah. But that can't go on forever, right?
No, the pendulum always swings. I've seen that, at 52 years old, I've seen that in life. The pendulum swings.
Yeah. So last question before we go get a cigar with your friend John Daly. If you were to give advice to, a 22-year-old trying to enter the public sphere right now, what would it be?
What sphere? Entertainment-wise?
Either one. You're the guy who wants people to look at you. Okay, as you
well,
were
number
30 years
one,
ago.
work your ass off and be good at what you do. Be the best at it.
I like that.
And that takes a lot of time. It took me 15 years, in the trenches, riding around in vans with U-Haul trailers, playing every little gig for 50 people, this, that, and the other. It's the old cliche, the 10,000 hours. I think it's 20,000.
Yeah.
Work your butt off and try to be the best at what you do. Study your craft. Be knowledgeable about it. Surround yourself with good people. Don't hang out with knuckleheads. That doesn't lead to many good spots.
No, it doesn't.
So,
So, work hard.
Good.
Don't hang out with shitheads.
Yeah, and be good at what you do. Be the best at what you do.
Sometimes you have to hang out with people who are knuckleheads because sometimes it's not about you. You know what I mean? Sometimes you have to not hang out with them, but in a controlled way of hanging out with them so that your good, your light can pass on to them because you have to be the light in the darkness. You cannot see. That's how the church is being destroyed right now. That's how the people of God are being destroyed right now. We feel like as long as we go to this building filled with saints that we're doing our part as Christians, and we're not. Sometimes we have to go to the places where other Christians are not. We do. Sometimes you got to mingle with those who are not going to step foot inside of the church. You have to mingle with those who will not step foot inside of a function that only has married men and married women, because you will be the person that give them that godly love they wouldn't have gotten other than if it had not been for you. So I'm just saying it's a controlled way of doing it. Like me, I'm still friends with a lot of my knucklehead friends from back in the day, and some of them still do what they do. You know what I mean? Some of my family members still do what they do. Yeah, you can get caught up. You can get caught up in some things, but guess what? That's life. Sorry to say it like that, but that's life. You can't just turn your back away from people simply because they aren't on what you're on. Like that right there is la la land. Now you can. Let me say this. You can, and your life will be more peaceful if you just disregard all of the negativity and all of the negative people and you don't even go around them and all this other stuff. But at the end of the day, our responsibility is a little bigger than just turning our face and turning our backs on individuals simply because they aren't there already. They aren't mentally mature like you or spiritually mature like you. You know what I mean? Or they don't believe in the laws and they're just doing whatever they want to do. Sometimes you need to have them people in your circle just in case something goes down, and you need somebody who ain't afraid to get their hands dirty to get their hands dirty. I'm just keeping it a buck, and I ain't never giving them up because I might need them someday. Don't know.